Alright, figured I'd do another follow-up again. I got this freed up so I can adjust minute detail on this. You can see the post right there. So I can adjust in the thousandths of an inch here, and then this is my coarse adjustment. What I eventually want to do is have this CNC controlled. So essentially I will have a linear rail that's probably mounted maybe here, and then these or something similar to it will be mounted on the linear rail, and it will actually move to adjust my stuff. So if you notice, if you hit this, it actually picks the ram up. So anytime this limit switch is hit, it picks the ram up. So you see this, so now I can go down. See, I'm just holding the down switch. Oh, hang on. There's a piece of sheet metal here. I'm going down. Bending. I don't know why it's, and see now it's going up. So now, see, I've almost got a 90, but not quite. I can come over here, do a fine adjust. Okay, ever so slightly bend it. Okay, go ahead and see, it's going to pick it up. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. A little bit more of a bend. Still not quite a 90. I'll back this off a little more. Still not a 90, but you get the idea. I can continue to adjust. You see there, that's pretty darn close to a 90. So now, let's see. Bend it again just to give you an idea. Come back down. And this is where it chop your fingers off if you're not careful. See? So it will repeat essentially if I want it to. So there again, I just made these blocks to give it a place to rest. So I can set those in there and it will settle on that. So yeah, I can bend crap now. See, I don't know why, but when it's running, it basically always does this. I think the ball valve, let's see if this thing's got it in it. Now, there used to be a ball valve that screwed into here and it acted like a one-way valve. And I think that's got some trash in it and I'm gonna have to fiddle with it some. But look at there, I have a working-ish press brake. So, let's see, let me try something right quick. Go. Come on down with it. I guess you could come down. I'm still messing with this thing some. See, it's hitting my limit switch. Notice how it's keeping it jumping up. What I love about this is I can keep my foot on the down switch and it just automatically does everything. Oh shoot, I let go of it. But yeah, still got a ways to go with it. I've got to make some back gauges that are worth using. It's actually got some on it, sort of, but they're kind of crappy. So that's what all of these are for, all these linear rails, and you can see I've got some rust on them, which really sucks. I'm gonna have to do some TLC before I use them. But the next thing I'm gonna have to do is order a small linear rail for this. So I'm gonna measure this distance, and I'm gonna have to make a mount that'll attach here for a ball screw that'll roll it up and down. And so I think what I may do is make it up here, so have the ball screw and everything mount up top, so you'll have the motor itself up here. That way it's out of the way of anything that might bend up into it. And then I'll have a let me turn this thing off. I'll have a ball, like a linear rail here. I'm going to make something similar to that will ride up and down on that linear rail. So that's what's actually going to move back and forth, essentially, for my lower, even though this is the top, that's what actually articulates the upper thingamajobber, limit switch. So again, all of this was done with one automotive relay. So I seriously overcomplicated this thing originally when I started messing with it. One thing I do want to do is my tooling. If you look right here, there's a notch. So if you put a tool in here, right now you got to kind of put it in there. And it kind of stinks because you got to sort of hold it and try to, you need like 4 hands. So what I think I'm going to do is take my dies and slice the very top off enough to where I can take a piece of flat bar that will fit that, to where you can bring it up in there, because these are actually, let's see, they're spring loaded out, if I'm not mistaken. So, shoot. If you loosen this, I believe, yeah, those will pop out. So I may have to put some better springs behind it to where it will pop out more. Ow. But see, you could set your tool up in here and then pull it forward to where it'll sort of hang on that notch. And then when you tighten it down, it'll press it in against there and hold it. So that would be a simple thing of taking and drilling holes in the top of my tools and then just adding a little thing. But I will have to take off just ever so slightly, a little tiny bit, to go on there. So I'll eventually probably end up doing that with all of my tooling. So this is the tooling I've got with this thing. It's a little rusty, needs some help. It's sat out of the weather for a while. So I'll eventually clean all these up. I'm going to make a cart. Probably use this somehow, put wheels on it so I can roll it around, to where I can move these around when I need them. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I do need some better bottom dies. That's probably the biggest thing I really need right now. And I'm going to have to find an Allen wrench that fits this, because I just kind of got it sitting in there. So I'm going to start working on this a little bit. You can also take this out, and there's another place to put a bottom die, which is kind of cool. And I guess this adjusts it somehow. I'm still figuring this thing out, but anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. So if I need more opening, I can actually take this out. And see, you can see where you can put your tool in there. But you only have so much stroke. Unfortunately, if I had taller bottom dies or taller top dies, I could actually make use of that a little bit more. But anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. And what I may do, since this works where it will pick the realm up if it gets hit, is have this where I can swing in an extra piece. So like a 2-inch piece that'll flip in and out, that will go, when I make the one that moves, it'll just come, I don't know, 1/2 inch or whatever below where I can adjust it. Well, that way it will keep the realm, even if it tries to bleed down, it'll pick it back up. And it'll keep picking it back up to wherever it needs to go by using this switch. So I can use that to get this to come down to a certain point and stop. So it'll just be a little thing that'll flip in, maybe by air cylinder or something. I don't know exactly what yet, but it'll be attached to here. I'll have an adjustable distance that I can move it, and then it will just flip in. So I can pick the realm all the way up. This thing will flip in, and it'll sit there and maintain my height here, up here. That way I can just let it rest, even if it tries to droop, which hopefully I'll fix that bleed down issue as well. But anyway, you get the idea. I'm kind of excited about this thing. I think it's going to be pretty cool. But yeah, I'll have to mess with some of my tooling a little bit and play around with some of this other stuff, but I'm not exactly sure what this is supposed to do. Huh. So, but yeah, there's that. That's closer to being done. And those linear rails are going to go back here. I think what I'm going to do right now, for now, is mount a linear rail here and a linear rail here. Make me a plate for each one. There's 2 things that roll back and forth on the linear rails, and then take this and mount it to it, and then mount a linear rail that goes either side on this one, to where I can go forward and backwards and left and right with my whatever you call those things. See, right now it's got these fingers. Move this. You see, you manually move this in like so. See, it just moves in. The only problem I'm going to have is I need these to be able to pick up as well. So I've still got to figure out exactly how I'm going to do that. And I may even use these. See, this slides forward. I think it's supposed to be spring loaded to the rear, but it's not really working too good. Yeah, there it goes. So I may actually use something like these fingers. I may just have to do a little bit of TLC, but see, these actually, they're pretty cool. You can adjust your bend line in and out, and that'll give me some manual adjustment. So I may actually use these. I just don't know how those go on there, so I'll take all this apart and figure that out. But essentially, I want to be able to take this and mount it on something, this and mount it on something, and be able to zip it back and forth. So I'll be able to go left and right this way with each one, and then I'll be able to pull the entire thing forward and backwards. So right now it's pretty rudimentary, but it won't take long, and this thing will actually be up and running, I think. So either way, there you go. Slowly getting there. So you guys have a good day. I hope this made some kind of sense. Yeah, there it is. It's working. I can bend metal. And the bracket that I'd made is right here. See? So, again, I've made this for other stuff, but it's just handy to be able to do that. I'm going to make another one for these, and then I'm probably going to make some more for these. I'll have little prongs that stick out for each one of my sizes that'll probably come out a little bit further, to where I can have multiples of my wrenches on them. So anyway, you get the idea. So yeah, there we go. Have a good night.